Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where today we are going to be doing something really fun. I am going to be trying to install a brand new splitter on my F10 535i. Y'all may remember in a few videos ago I installed a splitter and it lasted me I think 2 hours or so before it broke on the highway. So yeah, I'm going to be installing a new one. This time I'm going to be doing it the right way, the proper way, with better tools, better work, and hopefully should last longer, right? So let's take a look right into this and get started. So let's get right into it. All right, my F10 535i, if y'all did not know, it had a splitter on for 2 hours and then it fell off on the highway. It did not last long at all. It was pretty cheaply made. I think a rock hit it and it just kind of like disassembled and just cracked all the way down the middle here. Check out that video. I'll put a link to it right here so you can click the pop-up and in the description down below. Go check that out. It was a pretty fun video. But the thing is, the car looked so good with a splitter, and now without it, you know, the car still looks good, but it's not the same. So I went on eBay and I bought a splitter for $75 because I just don't learn when to stop buying cheap stuff. So I'm going to be putting on a $75 splitter. Again, good thing though is it's a one-piece splitter, or so they advertise it as such, because I got this box and it's too small, and if I put it up, it's definitely not a one-piece. So I got a two-piece splitter. Literally everywhere on the listing they said it was a one-piece, but I bought it thinking it was a one-piece and it's a two-piece. But we will make do. I think it'll be fine. Honestly, I'm not too worried about it because this time around, instead of just going straight in with tap-in screws, we are going to be using a rivet gun. So I'm going to be using rivs and rivets and stuff and all that fun stuff to be attaching this thing really well to the bumper. At least that's the plan. So I have not seen what's in the box yet. Well, that's not true. I kind of opened it just to take a peek, but I haven't seen the actual contents yet. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing with y'all, really quick unboxing, and then we're going to lift up the car, install it, and see what it looks like. So let's do this. All right, like I said, I've opened it, but I have not seen what's inside. So let's go ahead and take this out. Oh, wow. Oh, that's very pretty. This one, I believe, has more mounting points already than the last one. So I'm actually a little bit more confident in this one, but look at that. Very nice. Gloss black, shiny. Like I said, two-piece, but it looks pretty well made, actually. I'm happy with it. Let's see the other side. Let's see, here's the second part. Very nice. Same thing as the first. And then, of course, all we're missing is these bits and looks like, yep, some hardware, nice 3M, and some washers. And we got our 3M tape here, looking good, awesome. This is nice. Oh, and it's actually 3M brand. Last one was a cheap knockoff, non-branded tape. This one's actually 3M brand. We got our screws and washers, nice. And we got a little bit of alcohol to clean. Very nice. So if we open up this bit, look at that. Looks good. A little bit of an imperfection there, but looks good. 3M everywhere. So check this out. This is the new one that we just got with this brand new splitter, and I actually kept the same piece on both sides from the old splitter, and here's the old one. It is literally the same part, obviously. I think that makes sense. They're even the same number. You can see both of them right there. AP053. They are the same part. I guess all these manufacturers just use it from the same factory. Just get the same part and just sell it at different prices, which is, you know, to be expected. Yeah, we've been considering using the old one because of no imperfections, or the new one because of slight imperfection, but we're probably gonna go with the new one. It doesn't really matter. I don't care too much about that. So let's open up the other one, and then after that, we can start finally getting on the car. All right, so here's the plan. We have the splitter right here. You can see it detached right here. And it's a very clever system, actually. All you do is you slot it in from the top, and it goes in right like this. More or less. It's hard to do with one hand, but it slips in together very nicely. And then the kit actually brings two little screws that you'd use right here and right here to screw these two pieces together, right? So I'm gonna be doing that first. And then after that, we're gonna be going underneath the car. We're gonna be jacking it up, and then we're gonna be test fitting and mocking everything up. We're gonna be mocking up these first, of course. We're gonna put those on, and then we're gonna see where the actual splitter aligns, and hopefully it aligns well with the car, of course. Last time I used the self-tapping screws that the kit actually brought, and we know how long that lasted. It did not last long at all. So what we're gonna be doing this time to make sure that it really stays on very nicely is we're gonna be using a riv gun. So we're going to be using this rivet gun to create some rivets. Of course, you can see them right here with brand new screws that we just bought. So we're going to, of course, create a rivet in the bumper. So we're gonna be using this. We're gonna create the rivets for all 6 holes that we're going to drill. Well, I say 6. I should say 4 holes that we're going to drill. We're going to drill right here, and of course the same thing on the other side right here, because the 2 holes right here are already made. So we're gonna be using the riv gun after we jack up the car. So let's jack up the car and get started. All right, before we do anything, by the way, just for the sake of mentioning, my car is very dirty. I don't know what this is. I think it's like paint or something, but I got it on, and no matter what I do, I can't get it off. So just putting that out there that I tried my very best to get this off before installing, but I really can't. So I'm gonna deal with this later, but I'm gonna have to install it, maybe covering it up. But that's all right. I will get a very good detail in the future. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screw these two pieces together. So halfway through installing this, right now we're going to be attaching the actual splitter to the bumper, and then we're going to see about these little bits that go right here. But we've discovered that this one, unlike the old one, these two mounting points, these two holes, align perfectly with the car's bumper. So these two right here are actually completely in alignment with those two right there. So we don't even need the riv gun for these two. We're just trying to find some screws that still have the same thread as the BMW screw, but that's very hard because I don't know, this thread just does not exist. At least we can't find it. So we're only going to need the riv gun for the center two holes, but we can reuse these two mounting points, these two holes, with of course metal threads and everything, properly designed to hold the bumper on to use for the splitter. So right now what we have is we've attached it a bit of a mocking right now because we don't have these two center ones in, of course, because right now we have the tape. We're getting ready to put the pilot holes here, maybe with a bit of marker, but you can see it's attached. And honestly, I mean, at least right now in the air, it looks really, really cool. I actually am a really big fan of how it looks like this. The thing is, if you guys watched my last video, you'll know that the little black bits that go underneath the fog lights, these are made pretty poorly. My dad and I have kind of discovered that they kind of just took a mold of this right here and just remade it, because this is the exact same size and it doesn't actually fit. You have to like stretch it over. So these are poorly made. It would look pretty cool with them on, obviously, but like this without it, I think that looks pretty cool. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take it back off. We're going to, of course, after we get the pilots right here, and then we're gonna start drilling. We're gonna do the rivets for that side, and then after that, we'll put it back on, really tighten it down, and we'll take it off the wood. But you can see right here, it is using the factory bumper attach points, which is actually really, really useful. That way, like I said, we don't have to use any rivets or anything. It will just use the factory holes. We found out that we can reuse the factory screw on the outside one right here, but on the inside one, we have to get a different one. It was the same thread, but the body of the screw is a little bit wider, but it went in pretty well, so we're pretty happy with that. We're gonna use that for that, and then you can't even see anything from here. It looks really good. I'm pretty pleased with it. But like I said, let's get those rivets in the middle, and then we'll put it on for the last time, and we'll take the car down. All right, so it is on. I'm happy to say that it is in fact on. You can see underneath, it was quite a struggle. It was definitely a really big struggle getting this thing on because we had to do a huge step-by-step process. You see, we have two bolts here. This one is going in from the bottom, and this one is coming in from the top. This one has a locking washer at the top, and this one has a locking washer here with a nut at the top, because this actually, I don't know how funny I look right now, but apparently the one furthest towards the back of the car is actually being able to grab onto the metal. I think our previous splitter, we drilled a hole through a little metal bit. I think it's for the bumper crash protection. Something is metal. There's a metal bar that's going across, and there was a perfect little hole. So we actually tightened the splitter to the metal frame, or structure at least, of the actual car. So I'm pretty confident in this thing's rigidity, or at least of it not going anywhere. And you can see right here, this one, same thing, just a bolt coming in from the bottom, from the top to the bottom, and we have a little nut right here. So this is all tightened on very nicely, but before we tighten this, we had to actually tighten the bumper, because to take the bumper off to be able to get to the nuts back here. It was a really, really big pain, but it is on. Everything is nice and tightened. You can see, again, I've mentioned this before, the factory mounting positions right here. We use them very nicely. Everything is on. It is tight. And you know, as they say it, this thing is not going anywhere. So The only thing now is to, well, first of all, frankly, rest, because it's quite tiring. And then we can get the car down and then see what it actually looks like. Because right now, looking at it from the top, it looks amazing. And I think I mentioned, I think it looks pretty cool without the little black bits. So for now, at least, I'm gonna leave it without the black bits, see what it looks like, see what I think of it in a few days' time, and assess from there. But for now, I think it looks really good like this. So let's get the car down and see what it actually looks like on the ground. All right. It looks like we are completely done here. Guys, I cannot describe how amazing this thing looks in real life. It looks so good, so good. You can see the entire car here. And a really quick R1 Concepts plug. The front has the Optimum OEP pads from R1 Concepts, the brake pads, of course, and the rear are the OEM brake pads. And you can, it's not even a contest, honestly. Just a really quick, all right, anyway, this looks so good. I absolutely love it. It looks so aggressive. And yes, I kind of really like it. So not kind of really, that wouldn't make sense. I really like it without the little black bits on the side. Sure, it might look better with the black bits on the side, maybe, but I kind of like this one. It looks more authentic. I don't know, it's like, it's trying less hard to be something it isn't. I'm a really big fan. I really like how this looks. And honestly, for 75 bucks, I'm happy with it. I just hope it lasts. It's a little bit wobbly, but you know, as with most, it will most likely be wobbly. So the thing is, I'm sure it's not gonna create any real downforce just for the looks, but you can see, wow, it extends out a little bit just how I like it. Look at that, completely flush with the fender, of course, or the bumper, I should say. But wow, look at that. My ride height is a little wonky right now because it was just on the jack stands, or on the woods, I should say. So before I do anything else or end the video, I should say that this is future me after I install everything. I drove it on the highway once, and just like last time, it broke. It already broke. So I'm gonna take it off. It already broke. I was driving on the highway. It broke off once. In fact, both of these screws on this side fell off. It broke here down the center. You can see my finger from behind. It broke. It lost a screw here in the center. This is loose. It's loose here. And this is actually like the strongest that it's been so far on both sides. It's the same story. So yeah, I'm gonna take it off. This happened on the highway, of course, so it completely fell off on this side actually, and it started flapping around and hitting the bumper in the road, and it actually scraped itself. You can see it literally just kind of ate itself to pieces right here, and it's a lost cause. I'm not gonna bother with this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it off, and I'm gonna buy an actually good quality splitter, because like I said in the beginning, I just never learn with these stupid cheap things. So I'm not gonna buy any more cheap stuff. I'm going to buy a really high quality product for the next splitter. So be on the lookout for that video. But you can imagine my reaction when I installed this, and it took me, I'd say, quite a while to install, and I just hear it flapping on the highway. Here's a video of me after it happened. But yeah, it's a lost cause. Don't buy an eBay splitter, honestly. This is the second time I've bought a cheap splitter, and if you do it cheaply and it just doesn't work, like, it's just gonna fall off. And I installed it literally perfectly. I used the factory hardware with the factory mounting points. Everything was correct, and it's still, because of how cheap and thin and just genuinely just flimsy it is, like the actual product is flimsy, it just breaks. So it's literally just breaking. It's broken everywhere. So I'm gonna take it off. It looks so good. I really, really wish that it would work, but of course it didn't. It looks like we are done here. I really, really hope y'all enjoyed. And of course, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so that you get notified when the next video drops. But I guess for now, that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Take care.